to be more calm. How to be more calm. Quick tips. We'll do some quick tips and then I think I'll do like a bit of a guided meditation. The breath, come into the breath when you have these anxious feelings or you just want to be more calm, is the first best thing you can do. Basically, it all comes back to the breath. So keep that in mind. Visualize. Can you see it? It's not very clear, is it? Visualize. Visualize Mother Earth breathing. Visualize Mother Earth breathing as though it is you who's breathing. So this was most prevalent to me once or a couple of times when I took shrooms. I know I always relate stories back to taking shrooms. I promise you I'm not an addict, okay? But when I took shrooms, I could see that the ground breathes. Try and put yourself in sync with that, because when you do, you're just going to feel a whole lot of bliss come over you. And visualize, just green grass, just like breathing in, breathing out, and then you can like put yourself in sync with that. So think about the calmest breath that Mother Earth could ever breathe and follow that and keep in sync with her breathing. And when you find yourself having more scattered breathing and going back to the shallow breathing, then just picture her breathing, picture the grass breathing, and that'll bring you right back. The 333 rule. 333. Dial 333. Dial 333 for the angels to come through. No, I'm joking. Follow 333 rule. So that is when you're in the midst of, again, it's mainly, when I picture this, it's mainly for anxiety, but I feel like it could work for anger. Well, it could definitely work for anger and things like that, because it's the same sort of scattered thinking. Even though they're different emotions, anxiety, anger, I think it's, you're very scattered when you're in those emotions. This is very good because what happens with this is you become an observer. And that is the second best way to get out of those feelings that are less than comfortable, is to come out of your body and observe the environment around you. So name 3 things you see. By the way, if you want these tips, like for your general life, write them down in your little notebook or whatever on your computer, because I'll be rubbing these off pretty quick, so write them down. Name 3 things you see, 3 sounds you hear, 3 sounds you hear, and move 3 parts of your body. Move 3 parts of your body. So you could just circle your wrists, your ankles, your arm, your neck, just do something that's taking you out of those thoughts, because when people have anxiety, they tend to be thinking of the worst case possible scenario in their heads. That's like they're rerunning, overplaying that in their heads constantly. So it's just about recognising it for what it is. It's just thoughts, and then realising that you have the power to overcome that, because you can just become an observer to it. And this is how you become, well, you get your focus on something else first of all. And then number 3, trust that just doing these 2 things, or doing whatever it is in the moment that you're doing to calm yourself, you need to trust that it's working. That it's working. How many times do you catch yourself going through the motions of doing something like this, and then your thoughts will all of a sudden just skip right back to anxiety, and you'll be like, shit, this isn't working. Oh my god, what am I going to do? None of this is working. My brain's going crazy. Oh my god, help. All that. Well, that's just, the little devil on your shoulder that likes to just play with you. Because it is working. You just have to keep going with it. And the more you keep going with it, the more it's going to work every single time you do it. So just trust that it is working. When you're breathing deep, just feel yourself becoming more relaxed. And reassure yourself that you're going to stay relaxed. And then even when you go back to feeling anxious, you're going to come right back to being relaxed. I am cool, calm, and confident. Now you can change those 3 words to be whatever the hell you want. Preferably alliteration, because it just rolls off the tongue, or it just rolls off the inner voice. But yeah, just repeat that to yourself like a mini affirmation. That can be good to do that whilst you breathe deeply even. Your shoulders back. Can you see that? Yeah. What tends to happen when you have anxiety, it's good to notice whereabouts it starts in your body. Like for me, well, you can feel it in the chest, and of course the fear is it's in the lower parts of the body, but it can feel like your breath is constricted too. But when it comes to anxiety and such, like your heart kind of, I want to say concaves, but it kind of wants to fold in on itself, It wants to be protected, it wants to be blocked, because when you're anxious you feel all like, you just you feel like you're being restrained or something. Just open out, put your shoulders back and sit up straight. And automatically, just when you're breathing, it's going to feel much clearer, much stronger of a breath, and you're going to feel much more open. You can just feel the good energy coming off you and going out into the universe. Whereas when you're here, it's like it's all just sort of stuck. The breath is all stuck here. So those are my 5 quick tips. Situational guided meditation. So I want you to, now I know you're all relaxed and cozy sat at home, so I don't want to disturb that sort of tranquil little thing you got going on there. But this is also going to be useful for you in the future. If you do this practice now, it's going to be useful for you in the future, because you'll have this sort of mini practice session to look back on, like this preparatory session, is what I'm calling it, preparatory session. So what I want you to do is to picture yourself in an environment now that has caused you stress in the past, or that will cause you stress in the future. just have to think about something that is going to be coming up soon for you, or maybe it's right now. Maybe you are feeling stressed right now, and that's okay too. We're going to talk through it with you. But just think about a situation in the future. Just put yourself there in that situation. Just think, right, I know this thing is going to cause me stress or anxiety, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the time to prepare myself for it. The second thing I want you to do is to, as you're there in that environment, you might feel some anxiety come up. And it just is one of those things where it just comes out of nowhere and it just pops up on you and you're like, oh, there you are. So first of all, the main thing to do is to recognize it, right? To recognize that fear, that anxiety, or that anger for what it is. And as it pops up, you can just greet it warmly, like an old friend. Because as we know, these emotions pop up daily for some of us, if not all of us, right? These negative emotions. I don't think there's a single human being that doesn't go through... Oh, sorry. There is. Or at least there's plenty of people that don't go through negative emotions daily. Especially not on the spectrum of what, like really negative and really positive. When you find people that are gurus or very much on the path of self-enlightenment, this gap in between negative and positive kind of just narrows. And they just teeter along like negative, positive, but they don't label it as that. They don't see it as that, they don't judge any of it, and so they just keep a nice plain sailing. Number 3. Recognize that you are separate from it. That you are separate from that anger, from that anxiety, from that fear. Yes, you are. You have the power to observe it in the moment. If you have the power to observe it straight away, then that means automatically you are separate from it. And the reason it feels like it is us experiencing that, like we're really in it, is because we haven't got to the point where we're even aware that we're in that feeling. But when we recognize it, we take ourselves out. We don't necessarily step all the way out of that feeling. We have like one leg still in the anxiety. But when you just sort of step back, observe it, you're pulling yourself out of it. You're realizing that that's not, you're not identifying with that emotion. Number 4 is to observe where it resides in your body. When you've done this, so this is what I did today. I was sat there and I could feel this like anxiety, stress thing in my body. I had noticed that my awareness was lower down. It was lower down in my body. So I breathed into it. So I want you to breathe into it like I sent my breath to this place in my body. And then what I did when I took a nice deep inhale and exhale, I brought the awareness further up my body and I came into my heart area, and then I breathed into that area again. So do this now. Breathe into your heart area and out. Do you see how different that feels? It feels a lot more expanded. You've breathed into this, like where the tension is in your lower body, but then when you take it up a notch and you come into your heart, you feel it's expanding. The breath is cleansing that area. And then the next thing you can do, which is fun, and this is where my little visualization comes in. Breathe into your heart space. You can feel it starting to clear, and you can feel the energy wanting to come up to your throat here. Come up to your throat chakra. And then you breathe into that space. And you'll notice that the awareness now is further up. It's a lot loftier. and you're not in those lower basal fear, emotional spots, you know, because fear is coming from your root chakra, and like, I don't know if anxiety does, probably, yeah, anxiety does come from there too. And so when you're bringing this energy up, your awareness up to your heart, your throat, it's really gonna just give you a lot more room to breathe, a lot more sort of space to just be still in. I mean, when you're bringing it up to your heart center, then automatically you're in a deeper space of like love. Like, this is where your love is residing. So just breathe into that, you know, really let yourself do that. As you breathe into your heart space, picture this green energy just sort of flowing out of you. Then you breathe into your throat chakra, and you can see this blue energy starting to form. And this green and blue energy is now mixing together, and it's creating this beautiful vortex of energy coming out of you. As you breathe out, you're sending it into the universe all around you. It's glowing all around you. Just keep doing that, and then next what you can do is bring the energy up to your third eye. And this for me is purple. So picture yourself just breathing in that purple energy, breathing out the green, blue and purple energy centers, and finally breathe in into your crown chakra. Just feel the breath going there, and breathe out all 4 of these beautiful colours. So this is what I was doing today. And I sat there feeling a bit anxious. I took this breath and I just pictured these colours just swirling together, and I'm just sending them out, and they're surrounding me, and I feel bliss in this moment. I want you to feel those energies first of all. You don't need to worry about the colours. If you're not very good at visualising, then you can just feel them. Feel those senses opening up as you're breathing into them. And then you can tell yourself, or you can visualise yourself seeing this energy as it's cleansing you, calming you into a blissful state. Number 7. Now what I want you to do, you're a bit lighter headed, you're a bit calmer in your space, in your field. I want you to just observe your environment. This goes back to the quick tips we just did. I want you to observe your environment fully. Fully immerse yourself in any sounds, smells or sensations in the room. Now this can seem, first of all, it can be difficult to do that. But what I noticed today when I was in this calmer state of mind, I was looking around at people, and it was like I could tap into their energies a lot better. I could feel how they were feeling more, but I wasn't focusing on one particular thing. I was just letting my observation just flow back and forth, you know, to everything that was going on in the room. I could hear the receptionist like typing away at the computer, and I could hear like this mum and her child talking. They're talking about something. I don't know what it was. I wasn't really listening, but I was like tapping into that. And it was just nice. I was just in this moment of just observing what was going on around me. And usually I get this when I'm out in nature. If you observe lots of different things, lots of different sounds going on around you, it makes you feel so part of the whole. It makes you feel so connected to everything, because you are. You're connected to everything. You're connected to the sound that's going on over there because you can hear it. You're connected to the smell of the grass because you can smell it. And when you're doing that in your environment, you get to enjoy it a lot more. These sounds or these more stressful environments that would usually cause you anxiety, they become a space of entertainment, a space of bliss, space of calm. So that's the next thing that I want you to do. And when you catch your mind going back to anxiety, and you will catch it doing that, otherwise you wouldn't have to practice this in the first place. You'll be in a nice blissful state, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's that thought that pops me back into it, and you take a step backwards and you're like, oh, I'm here again. Okay, that's fine. Just breathe. Breathe into that anxious thought and just be like, yes, I know what you are. I can observe you now. And just calmly take yourself back into that space of blissfulness. And you can do that because you are the one who has the power to do so. Only you. As long as you trust in the fact that you and only you can change your thoughts, then you'll understand that you can do whatever it is you want, so long as you truly believe it. So if you go back into that space of anxiety, you're the one who can say, I recognise that that's an anxious thought, but I'm going to take myself back to this stillness, to this calmness, because I know I can. And bring yourself back there. There you go, in a little blissful state again. This whole universe is an extension of you. Your environments are reacting to your thoughts and your feelings in any given moment. I mean, they're already there when you're in that situation. But people, or everything that's going on in your environment is reacting to you on some level. Reacting to your thoughts. So, if you fill your thoughts with joy, then your environments will be filled with joy. Number 10. Any doubt you're carrying is simply you forgetting your truth. That you carry all of the love you'll ever need. And 11. Breathe in with full trust and love in the universe. Breathe out and feel the bliss and calm filling your space. With each and every breath you take now, you just want to think about that love you have for this life. You just want to think about the love that this life has for you. Think about your life, all the beautiful things in it. You wouldn't have those things if it wasn't for love. So you must have plenty in your life. And as I said, you're the only person. You're all the love that you'll ever need. It's all within you. You just need to unlock it in yourself. And you'll be able to love yourself. When you love yourself, there is no room for anxiety or fear anymore. And it takes practice.